Okay guys, I'm back. It is the next day after I decided to light my knife on fire and toast the scales on the bone, and I've learned a few things, good and bad, and we're going to talk about them. The first thing I'm going to talk about is be careful. You can screw your knife up really quick. Luckily this one is salvageable. I'm going to leave it alone at this point, but it could have gone worse. But I had two of these, and I don't consider that I have a lot of money in these. These are not expensive knives by any means. The things that I did learn, well, for beginners you need to control your heat. I am so surprised how well the bone conducts heat and goes through this entire knife. I mean entirely through it. It blew my mind actually. So you want to do spaces a little at a time, back and forth or whatever. My biggest problem, and I'm going to see if I can get a better angle for you guys to see this. Do you see that right there? You see how that scale is cupping up? I'm probably blasting you guys with audio too because I'm right next to the camera. I'll be quieter. But you do see the curling. To add insult to injury, I said, well, maybe I can shove a little glue under there and put it in the vise and close it up a little bit. No. Immediately as I started to crank, just barely, I started hearing cracking. So I was like, oh shoot, that's not good. So I said, all right, I gotta live with that. So I burned myself away here to where I got it, where I thought I was pretty happy with it. And it was dull and nasty and cruddy looking. So I said, okay, no big deal. I'm going to be the knife doctor today. And I grabbed all these foam sanding pads. I started at 400 and the highest one I've got is 3,000. I still need to fix that bolster a little bit. While I'm talking to you guys, I'll do that. So at any rate, I started sanding and it got very dusty with the 400. I mean, very, very dusty. And it was almost intolerably dusty. So I just said, okay, well, it's got to look worse before it looks better. Well, I was sliding out on the bolsters here, so I was screwing them up. So I had to take them into consideration as I was sanding and incorporating them into the sanding process. Through that process, I lost my closure on this knife a little bit. It opens fine, obviously, locks into place. I'm not sure which blade it is. That one's okay. I think it must be this one. Yeah, it's a little better today. Well, let me show you guys the knife. Let's get down to the bread and butter. I don't know which side of this is the show side or not because they're the exact same. But the good news is I have the old knife, the other one. Let's get them oriented the same way. Well, I'm just going to put them down here. I don't want to have to hold them. This is kind of what I started with over here. And you see that I've added color out here, and it's much darker in here. Go over to the pile side, we'll call it. Much, much darker, as you can see. And I got some burning out here, toasting out here. So it's a much more aggressive toast on the knife. So I went through all the grits of sandpaper and I was left with a non-shiny, what I consider not looking too good knife. But I hadn't given up because I've seen Doc do this 100 times. And once you get through down to the 3000, she starts looking a little better, but she's still not glossy by any means, guys. So that's when I take it, and I took some Never Dull, which you guys have seen on various knife channels, and I cleaned it up as best I could, and that added a little oil to it, or a little whatever's in this thing. Of course, it evaporated very quickly. And I also took the steel wool to it as well, 4/0 steel wool. Once I did that, I took some of my metal polish. I have the Flitz, but I was out in the car because I use it to clean my rifle barrels out from time to time to get them back in order. So anyway, this helped a great deal, because I don't have any urethane on here. I didn't spray it with lacquer or anything. Then I used the Rubidor Creek wax, and I put a thick coat on it, and I let it set for a few minutes. And buddy, when I came back and buffed that out, well, you see what I've got here. I don't think you can ask for a knife to be any shinier, and I don't have to worry about it cracking or peeling. I was never fond of doing that to a knife in terms of putting urethane on it, and I've done it to some shipwreck scales that I've done in the past, but this turned out okay. I'm going to say, is it great? No. I thought about actually coming in here and start jigging this myself. I didn't have the right tools to do it. I did look for them. I do a lot of stimpling with pistols, and have some carving tools for that. But I was going to come in here and maybe carve in some lines, and I don't have the right tools, so I didn't do it. Do I like what I've done? Actually, I love what I've done. I'm not happy with the scales bowing out a little bit. I think what you've got to do is heat one little area, leave it alone, let it cool. Come over here, heat another area. I don't know if you can dip it in water in between. That may be a solution. This is going to definitely go into my sonic cleaner, and then it's going to go in mineral oil after that, simply because there was so much dust. I can't explain to you how much dust came off of this with the 400. It was a lot. I didn't come up here on the sides and burn any. I didn't feel like it needed that. You could, I guess, without any problem. So what did we learn? What do we take away from this experience? I'm more confident in the end result, for sure. I would consider this bone to be challenging to work with, so am I going to do any of the others like the Hunter? Maybe. Because this got a big valley here that is screaming for some darkness. But I just don't know yet. I don't know that I will or I won't. This one, I probably won't. And through all my sanding, the pin that was standing proud is no longer proud, so that's nice. So am I happy with the knife? Yes. Immensely happy, other than the cupping on the bone. Would I do it again? Absolutely. And of course, the bone cupping is worse on one side than the other, but they both did do it. But this is a great little knife. I thought it deserved to be messed with. I'm happy with it. I'm going to get it in the sonic cleaner today. Get it in the mid-roll for about an hour. Clean her up, get her ready to get back into the box or the inventory. But it's something to dabble with, and I'm going to try some more experiments. But the best thing I'm happy about is you can bring the gloss back without urethane in it. And the nice thing about that is, let's say it fades out and gets dull or whatever, you could bring it back with a little polish and some wax. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope this video wasn't something that was stupid, that you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. That would be awesome. I enjoy doing these. I just need to get the video hours watched up. They're killing me on that. YouTube is. Seems like every week I lose a few hours instead of gaining a few hours. And I know I've got more people watching than I've ever had watching, so I don't know how that works. All I can do is play their game, right? All right, God bless. Have a great day. Look for Sunday Gun Day. Look for some other good videos. Adios.